Welcome everybody in. Donatoli here again. We're gonna do another mock draft tonight. 2024 NFL draft coming up. Um, like I talked about in the last one, all the teams are starting to be locked into their draft positions. Besides, obviously, the last four teams standing. So we're gonna have a pretty good idea where everyone's gonna be picking from. Obviously, without trades involved. We know every year there's a bunch of trades. Very hard to predict where that's going to take place at. So, um, I don't know. I might do some trades in this one. Maybe not. We'll see. But I'm thinking about maybe doing maybe a 2 round mock draft, maybe three if we're feeling it, if we can get through it quick enough. Um, but yeah, let's just get started, huh? All right. Super tired tonight, so apologize for all my sound effects over here. But let's get into it. All right. Last mock I did Bears taking Caleb Williams, number one overall, moving away from Justin Fields. Seems to be the smart decision to make. Um, you could just fire on like Marvin Harrison Jr. here with the first overall pick and just really, really, really just give Justin Fields that last and final chance to take the Bears to the playoffs, hopefully win a Super Bowl. Um, you got DJ Moore there. You really need another wide receiver target to pair along with him. If you go Marvin Harrison Jr., you're just this is the last shot for Fields for sure. If he can't do anything with that type of talent, but I still think you probably trade him away and you go get the quarterback of the future. Hopefully, like I said, the next Mahomes, Josh Allen, what have you, right? You're in search of that franchise guy um, that you're gonna have for 10 plus years to lead the team, right? So I think Caleb Williams is that in this draft. Um, so with that being the case, we're just gonna go Caleb Williams number one. I think that's just what's gonna happen, and Justin Fields will be moved elsewhere. Um, it sucks that this particular site that I use doesn't allow you to trade players. So not really gonna do the Justin Fields thing right now. Um, I wish I could, but I mean I honestly I can't even like you know say I wanted to just basically give the Bears like somebody second or something. I can't do that because it only allows pick for pick trades. So we can I could sit there and tell you, oh well, they're gonna trade him to this team, but with this being a 2 round mock draft, that would affect my selections in the second round. Then, if let's just say the Steelers, for example, go get Fields, that's going to cost at least their second round pick. I mean, maybe even more than that. But then what do I do with the Steelers with their second round pick? I can't. I could hypothetically say that's the Bears picking. I'm not. I'm not getting into all that. All right. So we're just gonna stay true to the board here. Um, okay, so the second pick is gonna be the Commanders. Um, I was thinking about maybe trading out of the spot, and because like Sam Howell is serviceable enough, maybe you move back and get some more draft capital to improve the team. But I don't think, you know, being up here at pick two, like when is that going to happen again? I think they're probably just going to take their guy right now. Maybe you can move Howell, similar to like Fields going elsewhere. Maybe Howell can go somewhere else and thrive. I'm sure they'll probably want to move him maybe if they go quarterback as well, just because he's good enough to start. Um, you know, I don't want to just waste all that sitting on the bench behind Jaden Daniels in this case. I have Jaden Daniels as my number 2 quarterback in this draft right now. Until maybe we see some testing, I think it's going to stay that way for me. I think Jaden Daniels just looks better than Drake May right now. Let's see here. So now we got the Patriots up at the 3rd pick. Now this is where you either go Drake May. Last time I think I went Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, and then I had the Vikings move up for May. I'm not going to do that this time around. Patriots do need a quarterback, and if they don't go get one of these free agent veterans, then I don't know what you're doing at the position. You're not going to start Mac Jones again. You're not going to start Bailey Zappi, right? Like, they're just going to go with whatever one falls to them, which at this point is Drake May, and they're going to try that because you're not going another season with those two guys. You're just not. So we're going to go Drake May this time for the Patriots there at pick 3. That being the case, then the Cardinals are going to stick and pick. And we're going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. No surprise there. Most people have this exact, maybe Drake Mays 2, Jaden Daniels 3, whatever. Most people are going with this here order. Last time Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't make it to the Cardinals, so I thought it was a great idea. I still do. If they don't end up being able to nab the best player in this draft, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. in my opinion, I think you can move down, and I would, because they just have so many holes that I'd be picking up as many picks as I possibly can, and fix the roster so that maybe you can give Kyler Murray one last hurrah to see if he can hack it. I don't know. There's just too many holes, right? So more picks, more holes you fill. But in this case, we're sticking there. Marvin Harrison Jr. 4. Chargers here with the 5th pick. I could go Malik Neighbors. I could go Brock Bowers. I could go with an edge player, corner even. You could go a bunch of different ways, but there's like no tight ends really in this draft worth taking, and you're not going to find a generational tight end talent like Brock Bowers is. And we see what a tight end can do for a team, an elite tight end like Laporta this year, or Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, like TJ Hawkinson. You know what I'm saying? Like it adds a different dynamic to the offense, and typically those teams, all the ones I mentioned, they have high-powered offenses. I could see the Chargers needing another receiver as well. Doubt maybe we can get one in the 2nd round if we do 2. We'll see. I'll probably go corner with the 2nd one, but regardless, you need to get Justin Herbert some more weapons than what's there right now. Their offense just didn't look good. They're not a bad roster, and to have that record, it's kind of sad, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know what it is, but now you've got we just found out today actually that Jim Harbaugh is coming in to coach the Chargers. So maybe things will start to turn around there for them. We're just going Brock Bowers, pick 5. All right. We got the Giants up here at pick 6. I guess you're going to be rolling with Danny Dimes for another year. I mean, you did pay him all that money, so I guess you have to sleep in the bed that you made for yourself. You really could go with one of these quarterbacks, but there's no way they go at 6. There's just no way. Especially with like the talent that's sitting here. I did it last time. I'm going to do it again. They're going to go, last time I had them take Rome Odunze because Neighbors actually went to the Chargers in that draft. This time we're going to go Neighbors for the Giants here at pick 6. You have to get some more wide receiver talent in there. And I'm sticking true to my idea that they, keep Evan Neal at the right tackle and continue to try and develop him instead of going and getting one of these other tackles right now and moving him into guard. I think you move him into guard, I mean, it ruins his confidence to an extent because he's not working out at the position that he literally got drafted to play. And then you make him kick into guard and get another tackle. Maybe he sucks at guard after that. Let's just see if he can develop more this year. So Titans up here at 7. I can't really do anything else. It's Joe Alt. Gonna go tackle for the Titans there. I think he pairs with Skoronski really well. And you just need the left tackle position. And you get to pick the first one. So it just makes too much sense to not ever not do it. So Joe Alt there to the Titans. Now we got the Falcons up here at pick 8. And last time they didn't have a shot at one of my top 3 wide receivers. This time they potentially do, so I'm looking maybe Rome Odunze here. Also still looking edge like I did last time I took Jared Verse. Even corner, you could find someone to go on the other side of AJ Terrell. But with Rome Odunze sitting here, I'm going to do it here and switch it up a little bit. They've got no wide receivers on their roster under contract besides Drake London. They need a number 2 anyways. And honestly, with Rome coming in there, he might actually be the number 1 in London, the 2. But whatever, it doesn't matter which one's which. They just need more receiving talent, and that's just plain and simple. So Rome Odunze 8 there to the Falcons. Chicago back up here, took Caleb Williams 1. They would have liked to go Odunze there, possibly. I think you just go edge now. All the edges are here. Pick your favorite one. I'm going to stick true to myself. I'm going to take Jared Verse here for the Bears at pick 9. A lot of people have Dallas Turner as their top edge. I just think Jared Verse is bigger. Turner's a little smaller, on the smaller side, 242, 6'4", 242. I don't know. I like the upside of Jared Verse a little bit more. I think he'll be more disruptive in the NFL. Dallas Turner, I don't know why, but I'm just kind of getting like Trayvon Walker vibes out of him. Like smaller edge, kind of propped up, and doesn't really do for you what you thought he would. I don't know. I'm just taking a shot in the dark there with that assumption, but that's just how I feel right now. New York Jets up here, pick 10. Not really going to change what I'm doing with them. Probably going to be offensive line still. Aaron Rodgers, you got him for another season. You would like to add a wide receiver weapon there so that Garrett Wilson doesn't have to do it all. At pick 10 here, I mean, don't get me wrong, these wide receivers are still great. I mean, I wouldn't bat an eye at taking Brian Thomas Jr. with the 10th overall pick. It's not gonna, I think that's fine. But you still have a blue chip Olu Fashanu tackle sitting here. The line has been a big problem for them over the last 5 years, it feels like. So it's got to be addressed, and they got to figure it out. So we're going to take Olu there at pick 10. Now we got the Minnesota Vikings up here. Looking at edge because Marcus Davenport's a free agent. Darnell Hunter's a free agent. I'm sure they're going to sign one of them. I would assume they're going to try to get Hunter signed. I mean, he had a hell of a year. I wouldn't want to lose him if I'm them, so maybe that's the route they go. If they do so, which I think they will. Maybe Marcus Davenport's out the door. I'm gonna go Dallas Turner here at 11 for the Vikings. Um, get the smaller edge, speedy edge to pair with the bigger, more powerful edge in Hunter. Um, yeah, just keep adding to the defense because that's where their main issues are. I don't know what's going on with Kirk Cousins. I don't know if they're gonna try to re-sign him, or if he's gonna just be in free agency. I don't know if they like made a decision yet on that, so I apologize if they did. But seems like he's not gonna be there. You're gonna have to figure out something with the quarterback room if that happens. Um, but like I said, I I could see Bo Nix, like me personally, I have Bo Nix as like a first round grade, like late first round grade. JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, definitely have them second round in my book. So maybe the Vikings can nab one of those guys there. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes as we continue on. Denver Broncos are up. They're kind of in the same situation as the Vikings right now. Um, Russell Wilson probably gone. So what do you do now at quarterback? Not gonna run Stidham out there, I wouldn't think. But since the Vikings held off, you're gonna hope that the Raiders hold off. Maybe they hold off too and get one of these better talents than what quarterback options we have. And maybe they just try to wait for later on in the draft and see what is available for them. So with that being the case, we're gonna go Jer'Zhan Newton and get an interior lineman for them. Jer'Zhan Newton at 12 there for the Broncos. Now you got the Raiders on the board. In my last mock, I had mocked Nate Wiggins there, corner. Thinking about doing probably the same thing. I mean, you could go defensive line. Like, for a while, I was saying that Max Crosby was the only one doing anything on that defensive line. So it would be nice to go grab something else to help. But, like, the Raiders actually, their defense turned it on towards the end of the year a little bit. Maybe starting to figure some things out. I still think obviously you need to address positions there for sure. Um, but without any corners coming off to this point, we've already had two of the edges. We've had a defensive interior already with Jer'Zhan Newton. Like I would have considered him maybe if the Broncos didn't take him. So we're gonna go into the corner class again, and it's gonna be Nate Wiggins again. Yeah, I mean he's my like I said, I'm kind of between Terrion Arnold and Nate Wiggins for CB1. Nate Wiggins for me, I think is just edging Arnold out a little bit. So we're gonna stick with Nate Wiggins there for the Raiders and get them a lockdown corner finally. Got the Saints up here at pick 14. Um, Last time I did tackle for them because Trevor Penning's not really working out like you would hoped. We could switch it up. Maybe we go edge. Maybe we go get like Liatu Latu or something like that. They do need to add some additions to that defensive line. And you're getting a little short on edge. I know I like Chop Robinson. Like he's a good player, right? He's just raw and needs some time. Braylon Trice, I've never been huge on him, but a lot of people are. So like he's still a viable option. I do like Chris Braswell. After you hit that, though, you're kind of starting to run out of the edge class here. And as much as I'd like to go with an offensive tackle for them, I do it every single time. So maybe let's just switch it up just a little bit, have some fun. And we're going to take Latu, go to the Saints there at 14. Okay. All right, we got the Colts up at 15. And I like edge. I like wide receiver. I like corner. I think last time I took Brian Thomas Jr. to the Colts, I believe, with this pick. Might switch it up this time as well. Maybe we get a tackle for him, or maybe we get a corner. I think maybe they need to go corner. Um, yeah, let's go corner. Let's go corner. And I've put McKinstry here before. Um, I've put Cooper DeJean here before. I've never put Terrion Arnold on the Colts. Um, hmm. Screw it. Let's give it a run. I mean, he is my number 2 corner, right? To be the second one coming off the board. Let's switch it up instead of going wide receiver like I did last time. Let's go corner. Let's get them Terry and Arnold there at 15. Seahawks up. Last time I boosted Byron Murphy up to be the first defensive interior taken by the Seahawks at 16. I had Jerzon Newton come off already at 12. Like I said, I'm very close on the two of them. They're by far, in my opinion, the best two defensive interior players that in this draft. I have Byron Murphy edging Newton just by a hair. I mean, they're neck and neck for me. So this time we're gonna put Johnny up there a little bit, and maybe we still take Byron Murphy here at 16 to the Seahawks. I still like it. Yeah, I still do like it. Let's do that. It's hard sometimes doing so many of these mock drafts because you end up picking the same shit over and over and over again, and that's why you try to change it up a little bit. But sometimes your gut feeling is the feeling, right? I mean, we kind of understand what these teams need. We can see it with our own two eyes when you're watching games. So like, yeah, if I put Byron Murphy on the Seahawks every time I do the draft, that's because they need a defensive interior player, and he's the best one, maybe second best depending on who you're talking to. So if it makes sense, then you just go with it, man. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars, and since I haven't done any trades to this point, I'm probably just gonna not do any trades at all and just see what happens with it. Um, Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock at 17. Uh, Last time I think I took corner for them. This time I'm feeling like I'm gonna go Talise Fuaga to the Jaguars because they need both guard and tackle. Um, he played right tackle. You want to get that run game going with ETN. He would definitely help out in that department. Worst case, he'd be a very nice guard for you. You need both interior and tackle help. So just brings the flexibility. Sometimes the flexibility is more important than anything else. I mean, we've seen Cooper DeJean go to get mocked to a bunch of different teams that need both corner and safety. You get them and you put them wherever you want. Graham Barton's another one. Faltanu's another one. They're both listed as tackles, but most likely a guard. But you can make something shake. You can put them at tackle if you need to. Um, Teams are going to definitely value the versatility of a player for sure. So that's why I took Fuaga over like Latham and Mims here, because they're both tackles in the league. All right, Bengals up here at 18. Last time Brock Bowers fell to them. This time it's not going to happen. And other than the tight end position, they could use wide receiver if T. Higgins is out the door. He's a free agent. I think Tyler Boyd is also a free agent, so would definitely make sense to go wide receiver. If you choose not to do that, it's going to be probably offensive tackle. Um, let's have some fun. I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr., to the Bengals. That's T. Higgins walking, Tyler Boyd walking. You got Jamar Chase, another LSU product, wide receiver coming to the Bengals to play on the opposite side of Chase and keep that offense high powered. Now you got to address the tackle maybe with the next pick because you got to keep Burrow. You got to keep him upright if you're going to throw the ball to these two fellas. So, okay, we got the Rams here at pick 19. We can go edge. We can go. I like corner for them. Last time I took McKinstry here for the Rams. I might do it again. Like I said, they haven't had a lockdown corner since Ramsey's been gone. I think you can possibly make do at the other positions. And the fact that like DeJean and McKinstry's still here, super hard to pass up on that. So let's go get one. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with McKinstry. I was thinking about maybe going Cooper DeJean here, because he just feels like a Ram. I don't know, I don't know why, but he does to me. For me, but yeah, let's stick with Kool-Aid McKinstry, the true outside corner. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. As much as I would love to go Cooper DeJean here, because we need both safety and corner. The offensive line is just the biggest problem in my opinion that we have. I think you can make do, like maybe you go in free agency and grab a corner, because so Patrick Peterson needs cut immediately. That was, I don't know what happened to him. Obviously he's old. I get all that, but he was just coming off a year where he had like a ton of picks and playing some of the best football that he has played, and then he comes here and the dude fucking stinks, man. He's the worst. That was like I was all happy when they signed Pat Pete, man. But man, um, just he needs to just hang him up, man. That was just not a good showing. They even tried moving him to safety, and that shit was not good either. I just Levi Wallace. I don't hate the guy, but yeah, you definitely need to upgrade upon him. So maybe they can address corner in the free agency market. Hopefully, if they don't take one here, and I'm not going to take one here. Last time I went Amarius Mims for the Steelers at tackle. This time I'm going to go with J.C. Latham. I'm going to give that one a shot. I think J.C. Latham can step in right away and play the position pretty well. Amarius Mims, I think, has the higher upside. But, you do have, like, some of that injury history. You do have some of that inexperience because he was hurt, like, all last season, didn't get to play much at all. So I mean, I still do like Mims, but we're going to go with the safer pick this time since he's available. Last time he wasn't available. J.C. Latham here to the Steelers at 20. He's going to play right tackle, and we're going to kick Broderick Jones over to the left side to play his natural left tackle position. And get Dan Moore the hell out, because that dude gets beat like a drum every single pass rush. All right, Dolphins here at 21. I'm looking at Mims here possibly. I could also throw a dart at like Feltanu or Barton because they need guard as well. So I like any of those picks. Maybe we'll just go Mims this time and get your Teron Armstead replacement whenever he decides to hang it up. Yeah, I like it. Let's go Mims to the Dolphins there at 21. Now we got the Eagles up, and I did this last time for him, but because he's here, I'm doing it again. It's going to be Cooper DeJean. They definitely need secondary help. They need safety and corner. another one of those teams that need both. So wherever the biggest hole is, you plug them in there. I think their biggest hole right now is corner, because I don't think Bradbury's any good. Plus, Slay's getting. I mean, they're both up there in age. Um, you got to get their replacement at some point. So Cooper DeJean's going to play corner. Maybe if you keep those two around, maybe he plays safety for the time being and then slots into corner after you lose one of them. But that's the route we're going there. Texans here at 23. What do we want? So I normally like to go interior defensive line for them, but we already hammered that a little bit. Well, not hammered it. We just took the best two players that there are for that position. So maybe we look elsewhere. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to taking wide receiver for the Texans. Um, Obviously, Tank Dell is going to be your slot player. Nico Collins is great. You could get away from Robert Woods. We still don't really know what John Mechie's all about. Haven't really seen much of him. Noah Brown, I think, is a good wide receiver. So I don't feel like there's a super need to go get that, but I would think that Noah Brown's probably the odd man out there. You could still get another outside guy to go with Collins, and Tank Dell would just run out of the slot most of the time. I like the idea of, if I'm going to do that, I think I do like the idea of Keon Coleman possibly, or like an Xavier Legette maybe. If that size and speed. They don't really have a combat catch type of guy. Like Nico Collins can do it, but it's not like he's built for that kind of thing. Tank Dell's obviously small. Both of them are separators, really. I don't know. The easy pick is gone. I could go edge. I could go with Braylon Trice here for them and get someone opposite of Will Anderson Jr. Maybe I'll just do that because like I said, the edge class is kind of falling off. You could go with the high upside, high motor, freak athlete, Chop Robinson, but you need to develop him a little bit. And let's do it. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's do it. Because I think if anyone's going to develop him, you got DeMeco Ryans as your head coach. We see what he did with the 49ers edges, man, and their defense in general. I think Chop Robinson has huge upside. He just definitely needs coached up a bit, a little raw. All right, moving along. Cowboys here at 24. Last time I did take Keon Coleman for the Cowboys to give them a combat catch option, along with CeeDee Lamb. This time, let's see. This time, I think I'm going to stick to the roots this time. I'm going to take Jordan Morgan here for the Cowboys and get a tackle. I think Barton and Feltanu, they just feel like guards to me in the NFL. The Cowboys kind of need the tackle spot, so that's the reason why I picked Morgan over those two. I think those two would definitely slot in better at guard for sure. So we're going to pass on them at 24. Now we got the Packers up at 25. I would like to go secondary for them. It would have been nice to get a tackle, but like I said, these guys are both kind of guards. You could go Tyler Guyton. Kingsley Suamataia is kind of a project tackle, but could pan out to be a very good one. Patrick Paul, I'm kind of I'm okay on him, not crazy about him. That or you just take one of these corners, man, because your secondary has been pretty bad. Oops, I apologize. Yeah, let's that's what I want to do still. Last time I took Quinyon Mitchell. This time I'm going to go with Kamari Lassiter here for the Packers. All right, Tampa Bay Bucks. A lot of this is going to depend on, obviously we don't know right now, but like we need to know kind of what teams, like who they re-sign, who they get in free agency, and all that to really make a valid decision. But like Mike Evans is a free agent, and in my opinion, in this draft, either Leggett or Coleman, like I said, I think Coleman is more of your comp to like a Mike Evans type. So maybe if Mike Evans leaves, you replace him with Keon Coleman and you virtually have the same thing, just a younger version. um, could do that, but I don't know. Mike's been there his whole career. He's still putting up huge numbers. I don't know. I mean, maybe he'd want to go to a Super Bowl contending team now that he's getting up there in age. It's possible. But maybe he just loves Tampa, dude. Maybe they figure out how to get him signed up again. And we're gonna just make that the scenario. And then I'm gonna go with Braylon Trice here because the edges are basically more or less gone after that. I mean, like I said, I like Braswell, Jonah Ellis. I like him as well. I do like Adisa Isaac, but then after that, I'm not really. Nothing's making my pants blow off, when it comes to that position. So let's just go get it now before it's all gone. All right, Cardinals up at 27. I did go Marvin Harrison Jr. for them with their first pick. This pick here, we could have really used that edge player as well. Maybe we could go Braswell, but I think it's just a little bit too early for him at pick 27. Hmm. This is tough because who I normally pick are all gone here for them. Um, you know what? With the tackles kind of dying out, I would like to go corner really, but like, is Quinyon Mitchell? Is that who we're going with? I could see maybe even like an Ennis Rakestraw going here at pick 27, or do we just go get Tyler Guyton or somebody to play tackle there? We went offense with the first pick. Let's go defense. Let's go with Rakestraw. I like that pick. We'll go Ennis Rakestraw there to the Cardinals at 27. They definitely need secondary help. They need help all over the defense. And we're gonna start it there with Ennis Rakestraw Jr. All right, Kansas City Chiefs are on the board. I've been going wide receiver. I'm probably gonna continue to still do it. Last time I believe I took Xavier Legette for him. I think I'm still gonna do it. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. Xavier Legette, 28 to the Chiefs. Got the size and the speed. I like that a little bit more so than like, I don't know. I would have been fine going like Troy Franklin. Keon Coleman, it's like Rashee Rice is already like a bigger target, not the fastest guy, right? I think you need to add some speed to that department. Xavier Legette gives you both a combination of height and speed. Troy Franklin would give you some speed. Xavier Worthy, if you were looking for like another Tyreek Hill kind of deal, but not that I'm comparing Worthy to Hill at all, but you've been missing the speed that Hill used to bring in that offense. So that's why I'm kind of looking for more of a speeder player to play on the outside. And Xavier Legette fits the bill for me there. At 29, got the Bills up. I'm going to go, I think I did this in the last draft too. I'm going Troy Franklin there for the Bills. Um, just need to get, it seems like as good as the Bills are every year, they just can't get over that hump. And I think the issue might be with their receiving core. Like Gabe Davis is pretty hit or miss most of the time. Stephon Diggs basically fell off the fucking planet the last couple weeks of the season. I mean, I had him in fantasy. He did me well all year. I made playoffs in both of my leagues. Um, he's top five wide receiver as usual, and then the dude didn't do squat like the whole rest of the year. I don't know what's going on with him, but um, yeah. So Troy Franklin goes to the Bills just for some more weapons for Josh Allen. All right, we got the Lions up at pick 30, and for me it was it is secondary. I usually go corner to them most times. Um, Here we kind of crushed the corner class a little bit. Um, but, Quinion Mitchell's still here. Out of what's left sitting here, I mean, like you could take maybe like Cam Kinchins or something like that. Leonard Taylor is a possibility. Tavondre Sweat is a possibility. Uh, they're just the corners are kind of running thin, so we're gonna get Mitchell here for the Lions at 30 because they need to address the secondary. It's like their biggest need. All right, so now we got the 49ers up at 31. For them, I'm gonna go with Graham Barton. Graham Barton to the 49ers. You need multiple positions along that offensive line. I think, Graham Barton, allegedly, he can play guard, he can play tackle, he can play center. He's played all the positions along the offensive line. So we're taking him based on that versatility. You put him wherever you want him on the offensive line, wherever you need him. Now we got the Ravens up at pick 32. Kind of looking receiver for them as well. I think last draft I took A.D. Mitchell there for them. Keon Coleman falling a little bit. That's all right. I wouldn't go Xavier Worthy because you already have kind of a similar player with Zay Flowers there. So yeah, I think it's still going to be A.D. Mitchell for me there for the Ravens at 32. And because of the fall, we're going to do the second round as well in this one. Because of the fall, Keon Coleman, it's a no-brainer there to take him for the Panthers. They just need somebody. They need talent at the wide receiver position for Bryce Young to maybe do something. So yeah, it's no question about it. Keon Coleman goes there. All right. Patriots up with their second pick. We went Drake May with the first. I think they need to add a wide receiver as well. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're gonna go Devontae Walker and pair him up with his college quarterback Drake May. Makes sense to me. They need wide receiver help. They got their quarterback. Go give him his number one receiving weapon in college. Easy pickings. All right. Cardinals up again here with the third pick of the second round. Because he's still there, we're going to go Tyler Guyton now. We talked about possibly going with him with the 27th pick. He lasted till your next one, so you're happy that you got your tackle now too. All right, we got the Washington Commanders up with the fourth pick of the second round. I'd really like to go edge, which I'm probably going to do here. I'm going to go Chris Braswell to the Commanders. You need to replace trading away Montez Sweat. You lost Chase Young as well. So yeah, you need some edge rushers there for sure. Be the last one of the last ones I'd take is Jonah Ellis this early, and then Isaac a little later, and then it kind of, I don't want to say it drops off, but I mean it drops off. Let's be real, it drops off. All right, Chargers up again. We took tight end. We took Brock Bowers with their first pick. Now we could look at corner, like I was talking about doing. And let's see what we want. We could go Kalen King. We go TJ Tampa. We go Chris Abrams Drain, but he's a little bit on the smaller side. I kind of like TJ Tampa here. We're going to go TJ Tampa to the Chargers. Get some help on the back end. Titans up at the 6th pick of the second round. We took Joe Alt in the first. Now I think you got to go get some receiver weapons here for the Titans. Treylon Burks sucks. DeAndre Hopkins old. Got to get younger in that department, and because the two of them are still there currently, I'm thinking about possibly going Xavier Worthy here. Get your he could play in the slot, be your smaller, fast guy out of the slot. They don't really have something like that, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Get Xavier Worthy there for the Titans. All right, now we got the Giants up here with the 7th pick, and we didn't go quarterback in the first round. We took Malik Neighbors. Thought maybe we could wait, and we still got Penix, Nix, and JJ McCarthy here. So what a great time to go Bo Nix in the second. I have a first round grade on Bo Nix, like I talked about before. It's just he ended up falling into the second. And the Giants are happy because maybe now they can move away from Danny Dimes. All right, Washington Commanders back on the clock already. We got Jaden Daniels and Chris Braswell. And now we are going to go with, I'm definitely looking at line. I'm also thinking Jatavion Sanders because they need a tight end. They could use a tight end. Linebacker as well. Let's go get them Kingsley Suamataia to play tackle. A little bit of a developmental tackle, but hopefully you develop him. And he can be a great starting tackle for you. I could have went Fautanu there, but like I said, I think he's just a guard. I know he played tackle for Washington. He played left tackle. I don't know. I watched tape in his games and stuff like that. He doesn't feel like an NFL tackle to me. Definitely feels like a guard. And these teams that need tackles, I gave them tackles, So. All right. Green Bay Packers back up. We're going to go same situation here. I could go Fautanu. They need tackle. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Patrick Paul instead because he's a tackle. Patrick Paul to the Packers there. All right, so now we got the Vikings back up. They also opted out of picking a quarterback. They went Dallas Turner with their first pick. They're in luck. Penix and McCarthy still here. We are going to go with J.J. McCarthy. So then, if Cousins stays, you teach up McCarthy under Cousins. If he doesn't, then maybe McCarthy has to start right away. We'll see because, yeah. Like Jalen or Jaron, what was it, Duran or whatever his name was? I can't remember. The guy they took last year, he played a couple games. He's not any good. You could maybe run Nick Mullins if Cousins leaves and have McCarthy sit under Mullins for a few games. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But they go quarterback. Now we got the Falcons up, and they're kind of in a similar situation. So we could go edge rusher here since we went with wide receiver. We could take a Jonah Ellis, something like that, or we could go Michael Penix. That's the two places I'm looking. Could go corner as well. Kalen King's here. How much do you believe in Ritter? I don't know. I think with him sitting there, you take the shot. We're going to go Michael Penix to the Falcons there at the 11th pick of the second round. All right. Raiders are up on the clock, and they're just going to have to roll with Aiden O'Connell for a year. Or maybe that's a Justin Fields location. I don't know. But for now, that's what we got. So, we already went Nate Wiggins in the first. Let's go get T'Vondre Sweat. They need some defensive line interior help. I'm going to get them a nice nose tackle. All right. Saints are on the clock. We opted out of the tackle position and went with edge. Now, because they need interior offensive line and offensive tackle, I'm okay with taking Fautanu here and stop the fall, because he probably should have went before this, but this is how things go sometimes. So they need some offensive line help in general. I'm just going to slot Fautanu in there. Maybe they make him work out as a tackle. I don't know, but I think he's probably a guard for sure. Like I've said. All right, Colts are back up on the clock. We went Terrion Arnold corner for them in the first. Let's see what we got left for edges. We could do Jonah Ellis. Yeah, we could do Jonah Ellis. Or we can go wide receiver. What we got left there? Yeah, maybe we go wide receiver. I kind of like Jalen Polk maybe go in there. I do like that to pair with Pittman. I feel like it's Jonah Ellis or Jalen Polk for me. Yeah, I don't think like Downs is fine. He can play slot. Alec Pierce, he just doesn't look that good. I think you definitely just need to give Anthony Richardson some more weapons so we can really see what he's all about. Let's go Jalen Polk. To the Colts there at 14. All right, second round, 15th pick. Got the Giants. We've taken Malik Neighbors and Bo Nix to this point. They could still use an edge. We could still use some. They could still use a guard now that Evan Neal's staying at tackle. We could take a safety. Where was I going to go with them? We're gonna go Jonah Ellis. Jonah Ellis to the Giants. Play opposite of Thibodeau. All right, the Jaguars are up again. We took Fuaga with the first pick for them. I'd still like to go corner. Wide receiver is another option. From the wide receiver class, I don't mind Jermaine Burton here. You could stop Cam Kinchins from falling. You could even go Leonard Taylor. I'm going to go Kalen King, though, corner. I think they need to address that. I need somebody to step up other than Tyson Campbell on the back end. So that's what we're going to do. All right. Bengals at 17. They still need that tackle. We went Brian Thomas Jr. with the first pick. That was on the basis that uh, T. Higgins leaves the team. I'm looking at Kieran. I forget. I don't know how to say his last name. Amaji. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about. I forget how to pronounce his last name. We could go with him. We could go with Leonard Taylor. I don't mind that. Chris Jenkins is here. We could even go Jatavion Sanders and get them a tight end because they're tight ends um, after what's his name left. The white dude with the long hair. I can't remember his name right now. After he left, it's been pretty bad. Um, I still kind of think I like going Leonard Taylor. Let's go Leonard Taylor there for the Bengals. DJ Reader got hurt last year. Other than him, they don't really have much as in the defensive interior. So we're gonna go Leonard Taylor for the Bengals there with the 17th pick of the second round. Now we got the Eagles back on the clock, and you gotta love it, man. They just always, every time I do mock drafts, they just seem to have players fall to them. And right now, we're gonna go Cam Kinchins to the Eagles. They needed both safety and corner. You took Cooper DeJean to play one or the other, and now that Cam Kinchins fell, we're gonna have Kinchins play the safety spot, and DeJean's gonna play corner. Steelers on the clock. Jackson Powers Johnson. We got our tackle in J.C. Latham to get Dan Moore out of the starting rotation. And then Mason Cole desperately needs upgraded upon at center. So with the first two picks for the Steelers, they go offensive line both picks, and it's validated. Definitely need another tackle. Definitely need a center. So that's what we got. All right, Rams up at 20. Went Kool-Aid McKinstry in the first. With their second, I really like to take an edge, but I don't know. I'm not like thrilled about what's sitting here. Maybe they take a swing at Isaac out of Penn State. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities. No tackles left, really. Well, there is Kieran here. A Megadagy, or I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Let's go with him. Let's get them a tackle there at pick 20. Eagles back up on the clock. We went Cooper DeJean and Kinchin, so we addressed the back end twice. Maybe we look for an offensive player now, possibly. They could use another wide receiver. Let's see what we have available. Jermaine Burton's still here, but I kind of was looking for more of like a slot guy because you got like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, which are both outside players. Or maybe we go, you know what? Maybe we could run like Ladd McConkey out of the slot. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Let's do it. Ladd McConkey can be similar to like a Julian Edelman or like a Danny Amendola type of role or something. I'm not just saying that because they were both white. All right, the Browns. Browns are up. Their first pick of the draft since they didn't have a first. And for me, with what's sitting here right now, I feel like we're going to go with the first linebacker off the board, and it's going to be Edgerrin Cooper going to the Browns there, the 22nd pick of the second round. Got the Dolphins back on the clock. We took Amarius Mims in the first. Here's where I'm gonna go Jatavion Sanders. Get him a tight end. Um, After Gesicki, they didn't really have anything there. Um, yeah, why not? I mean, they needed a tight end, playmaking tight end, something. All right, Cowboys back up. We went Jordan Morgan with the first pick. Um, I'm gonna go Jermaine Burton here for them. Still like to take another receiver there. Brandon Cooks can be on his way. Michael Gallup sucks. I don't know, is he still there? Yeah, I think so. He's not any good. Um, get them another receiving option to run alongside CeeDee Lamb because he's the only one that seems to catch the ball in Dallas. All right. Packers on the clock. They're another team that needed safety and corner. We went and got the corner already. We went and got a tackle to um, possibly replace Bakhtiari with Patrick Paul. Still some great safeties left on the board, and Tyler Nubin is my second safety, so can come second off the board. And he's going to the Packers, play safety. Now we got the Buccaneers back up. We took Braylon Trice in the first. We're going along the basis that Mike Evans stays, so I'm not really looking at receiver. We possibly still could go that route, maybe. Let's see what else we have, though. They could definitely use more defensive backs. Um, Levante David probably gone. I know you still have Devin White, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get some depth there at linebacker. So I'm looking at Jeremiah Trotter. Peyton Wilson's another great linebacker. Junior Colson's good. Cedric Gray's pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Jeremiah Trotter to the Buccaneers there at pick 26 of the second round. Now we got the Texans back up. They took Chop Robinson with the first pick. They could also use linebacker. They could also use defensive interior line. Maybe that's what we roll with. There's some decent ones here for us to choose from. Chris Jenkins, I'm kind of higher on like Rook Aurora or these guys with their fucking names, man. Aurora. Brandon Dorless I like as well. Yeah, we're gonna go with Rook here at pick 27 for the Texans. All right, Chiefs are back up. Um, Same thing. They could use some defensive interior help. Um, could always use some secondary help as well. Um, we already took Xavier Legette with their first pick. Um, let's roll with let's get up some more interior defensive line. Let's go Brandon Dorless there and pick 28. Now you got the Chiefs on the clock. They're kind of in a similar situation. But I'm probably going to opt for a safety here for them. Poyer and Hyde, both getting old, and I think they're both free agents, if I'm not mistaken. You're going to need somebody to replace at least one of them. So we're going to go Kalen Bullock here to the Bills at 29. Pick 29 of the second round. All right, 3 more picks to go. That'll finish off a 2-round mock draft. Lions up at pick 30. They could also use defensive interior. We took Quinyon Mitchell there for them with the first. They could also use a safety. Javon Bullard's here. Could opt for that. Just taking a look-see at what we got left here. All right, let's go Chris Jenkins. Stop the fall on him a little bit there. Get another defensive interior player to play with McNeil. All right, 49ers on the clock. They need we opted for the tackle slash guard slash whatever you want to make them, and Graham Barton with their first pick. I think it would be smart. They definitely need to upgrade the back end, the secondary. So let's see what we got here for safeties. Javon Bowler, we could go with him. Corners, I like Max Melton. I like Chris Abrams-Drain. He's a little bit on the smaller side, though, probably more of a nickel corner guy. Caleb Carson. Probably between Carson and Max Melton if I do go corner, or we just take Javon Bowler at safety. I'm going to go with let's go with Carson. We'll go Kalen Carson there at 31. And then now we got the Ravens back on the clock here. For me, this pick is going to be running back, actually. I could go elsewhere, obviously, corner, defensive line. But, you know, they've been struggling kind of at the running back position. Keaton Mitchell, I know, came on towards the end of this last year. Maybe that's your guy. Gus Edwards, you know, they probably move on from him. And then J.K. Dobbins has been a complete bust since being drafted. And it's not that he's not good. He just hurt every single season. And he's already burned me twice now on drafting him in fantasy. I think you just need to add some more running backs to that room, get younger. You know, I know Keaton Mitchell, like I said, is there, but whatever, get him a running mate maybe. You know, all these teams usually have two-headed monsters, so why not have a two-headed monster? And with that being the case, like with Keaton Mitchell being there and he's more of like a faster kind of running back, I like the idea of going, like, he's not my number one running back in this class, but I kind of like the idea of going Jonathan Brooks to the Ravens and get them kind of like a guy that can pound the rock. I like Blake Corum, but I think he might have been ran into the ground a little bit at Michigan, just a little bit. Plus, maybe we save him. You know, Chargers are coming up here with the fifth pick of the third round, and as we know, Harbaugh just went to Los Angeles, so you know, I'm gonna take Jonathan Brooks here to the Ravens, and you know, maybe Blake Corum lands with his old coach there, because I know that, you know, you know, what's his name is probably Eckler is probably gonna want to go elsewhere, and you know, even if they bring him back, they could still use some more running back, like a backup, or like I said, most teams run two anyways, so that'd be an idea. But yeah, that's gonna do it for 2 rounds, unless somebody wants me to go a third round. But this draft is already taken way too long. So we're gonna stick with that 2 round mock draft for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think I should have done anything different, you know, you obviously have all your favorite teams. Do you like who I picked for your teams? Do you not like? I'd appreciate it if you let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it if you give me a follow, because I'm going to do more of these as the draft cycle continues. We're going to try and keep up with it more than we have to this point. We're starting to get to know these players a lot more than we did before. I've been watching a lot of tape online, trying to put together like my own rankings and stuff like most people do. I mean, I already kind of have in my head who I like more so than others, but I kind of want to do a positional ranking. I did it last year. Had a positional rankings for every position, so I want to do that again. And you know what? Just to have a little fun here at the end of the draft, let's go back and look at my old Let me see if I can find it. My old prospect rankings. Let me see if I can find it here. No. Info drafts. Here we go. Let's see, just because I haven't looked at it in a while. Let's see how I did. I know it's still too early to really say what all these prospects are going to be, but this is how I had them listed. Now, I made this kind of earlier in the draft process, but this was my rankings for position. And I wanted to kind of just, for fun, bop in here and see if I seemed to be anywhere near close with these. All right, so for quarterbacks, I had Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, then Will Levis, then Hendon Hooker, Jaren Hall, not Duran. I don't know what the hell I said that for. Was the Vikings pick. But yeah, so I did have Bryce Young 1, but I know that when I made this, like after I made this, I had moved Stroud in my opinion up to 1. So that is like this is older from like when before the actual draft came, because I know for sure that I had Stroud above Young. But then tight end wise, I did have Michael Mayer as the number 1 tight end. And then I had Kincaid, who he's obviously panned out pretty well. Laporta I had down at the 6th tight end coming off after Kraft and Musgrave. So a little off on that. Defensive interior, Jalen Carter, Elijah Cansey, Breezy. That seems to be... I had Keanu Benton up there for the Steelers. That seems to be not too bad. Linebackers... I'd probably put Jack Campbell as the number 1 linebacker if I had to say something about it now. Safeties, Brian Branch still the only one that's really relevant. Had Will Anderson. Tyree Wilson was kind of a bust. Obviously, it's too early to call any of these guys a bust, but had BJ Ojulari up there. Yeah, like Miles Murphy, Nolan Smith, like they haven't made like much of an impact yet. Same thing, Will McDonald. We don't know what's really going to go on there. I did have Paris Johnson as my top tackle. Broderick Jones is my 3rd best one there. That don't look too bad. Peter Skoronski's a guard now, which we all kind of thought anyways. Running backs kind of hit this pretty much to a T almost. Besides Charbonnet could probably be pushed up there. And then Sean Tucker needs to go down. I don't know what I really saw in him. But it had Bijan and Jameer right. A-Chain, only because he got hurt. Like, that seems right. 1, 2, 3. Tank Bigsby was relevant this year. Tajay Spears probably would go under A-Chain. And then maybe, well, Zach Charbonnet would definitely move up. I'd probably put Spears, Charbonnet, and then Bigsby there. Wide receivers. Don't ask me why. I know, like I said, this was an early one. I definitely did not have Quentin Johnston as my number 2 towards the end of that draft process. I had, and I can tell you right now, I had Zay Flowers 1, Addison 2. Then I had Smith and Jigba. And then I had Johnson, and then I had Dell. I've always been high on Dell. If you've watched any of my past things, any of my past, what do you call it, videos, when I did the mock drafts and stuff, the only reason why I put Tank Dell down farther is because the consensus was like lower on him. Everyone's like 3rd round pick, and that's like I think where he ended up going. But like I always, and because of the smaller size and everything, that's why he was pushed down. But from the very beginning, I was saying like watch out for this cat. Like Tank Dell is a dude, okay, and he's a dude. Corners: Devon Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, Joey Porter. Yeah, I mean I feel like it's pretty spot on for the most part. There's some things I would change, of course, but yeah. I don't think it's bad. So yeah, we're gonna do another one of these for this draft coming up here. Make my prospect rankings, and then instead of like I just explained, instead of me saying, oh well, that was earlier in the draft process when I made that, I'm gonna try and keep up with mine this time, and I can even show it to you every video if I make any changes to my thoughts on where I rank these guys from a positional standpoint. But anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry it kind of drug on a little bit longer than I'd like, but I appreciate if you watched all the way through to the end. And yeah, hit that notification bell. Give me a follow if you wanna. If you're interested in following more of this NFL draft content, because I like doing it and we're going to keep doing it. So I appreciate you guys for your time, and I will catch you in the next video.